In this video, we're going to be looking at the gun wing flex offset. And I redid these videos because I don't think I gave it enough detail and attention and care as I should have the first time around. So I'm going to break this up, like I said in previous videos, I'm going to break this up into more bite-sized pieces for you guys. And we're going to start off doing that by taking a look at the three runs that we have available from this formation that are really effective. First one's going to be inside zone. Second one, and I'm just going to set it as my audible right now, is going to be O1 trap. And then third one is going to be the power O. Okay, I'm going to come out in power O because I have the other two available as my hot routes, and we're going to go through each of them. And I'm going to run this initially we're going to run this against nickel. Yes, run it against nickel. Let's run it against like a nickel cover 4. Alright, so this is a lot of, what you're going to see online is these 3-down lineman sets, these nickel coverages with safeties at linebacker. If you do see this, just know that you can run the ball against this, and it's going to be advantageous to you to actually try to get them out of these sets, like we discussed in our strong close video, force them to something they're not comfortable with. Now, the other little side note that I want to get into before we get too far into the video is that when you audible from this formation, from strong close, and you can do that if you put a tight end and a fullback. If you audible from strong close to this formation, our slot apprentice is now going to be out on the outside, so we won't be able to access those routes if we audible from strong close. So what I would recommend and what I do is when I really need to pass the ball, when I feel like I need a little bit more space to get in the shotgun, I go to this formation and make sure my slot apprentice is where Mike Evans is. But the O1 trap is really there's really nothing too crazy about it. And actually, that was the power O. My apologies. The O1 trap is simply a run up the middle where there's a pulling guard, and it creates this big gap of space, especially against these 3-down lineman sets. It still will work against the 4-down lineman sets, but it's just not as good. This is an up the middle type run. I keep running that power O. I totally apologize to you guys. The power O, we'll get into it, a different setup here in a second. I actually like to use some motion with that too. You can bounce this to the outside, to the right. Typically, you don't want to try to bounce this to the outside, to the left. Now, I like O1 trap against this look. I also like inside zone against this look. If you do happen to have a guy shooting the gap, remember, we ID the mic on the guy that we feel like our opponent's using, trying to shoot the gap. If there is an inside stuff D lineman out there, you want to make sure that you double team him. Let's just say our D tackle is inside stuff. We're going to double team, and that should look just like that. That way we can kind of pick and choose where we want to go. Now, of course, with inside zone, you can bounce these to the outside pretty easily, which is nice. So we can attack all different parts of the defense with the runs that we have available to us. Especially if we want to attack this right side of the field, the power O, which is what we're in by default, is really good. So let's just say that our opponent, let me flip this, I don't know why that typically lines up like that. Let's just say we got something like this, right? They're trying to really stop the run. Maybe this is 3-5 wide. They're really selling heavy on the O1 trap in the inside zone to the left. We hit them with the power O. The power O is a pretty darn good run there, right? You kind of bounce that to the outside. If they are really loading the box, let's say they're bringing this guy in here too, right? They're like, forget this, like, you're not running the ball on me. What you can also do, and we'll incorporate this motion with a lot of our passing plays as well, is you can motion Mike Evans over. And the way I do this, there's 2 different ways to motion him over. It's the regular stock way where you select him and motion him to the right. If you motion him to the right, he'll go all the way out to where Stefan is. I'm going to reset the play. If you motion him to the left, he does a funny thing. And actually, if you want to check out the description in this video, AntCap actually did a really cool breakdown of hidden motions in Madden 21 that will show you this, plus a bunch of other ones throughout the game. But if I motion Mike Evans to the left, he motions over to a tight end spot, which is awesome for the run. And it's actually pretty great, too, for the pass. But now we have a lot of blockers on the right side, and we can run our power out maybe, just maybe, if they locate their blocks properly, we can actually pop this for a big gain, right? So now we have a really advantageous numbers look. Well, we did when I had the defense flip the other way, but either way, we have an extra blocker over there now, right? That's the whole point I was trying to get across. We have an extra blocker over there. We have 3 different runs to attack 3 different portions, or 3 different parts of the defense, depending on where we see the weakness at. So this is a fantastic run scheme. Absolutely perfect. We have all the different types of runs that we need. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the passing concepts in these next few videos.